Real talk, real plans. Real life, real fans with Riri and Coco. You know, messy, not malicious. Our talk is just delicious with Riri and Coco. You know.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Real Talk, Real Plans with Riri and
Coco.
And today we have a super special guest in the building. We have Miss Erica B herself, the owner and operator, CEO, all that good stuff of Isis Ella Jewels. Hey,
Hey, y'all. Thank you for having me, Riri and Coco.
Yay!
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much
God.
for coming. Oh my
Yay!
God. Okay.
We are here.
We're here, and people are coming in. Hey, y'all. Hey, welcome to The Realist, y'all. If you are new here, then welcome. If you are coming back, welcome back. Welcome back. It is 3 years in. You are our first episode after 3 years. So you are season 4.
Really?
You are season 4.
Okay, 4 is a good number. I love even numbers.
Wow. 4 is a good number. So yeah, I'm really excited. I know people are trickling in. So while people are trickling in, we're just gonna start with the basics. We're just gonna How was your week?
You know what? It was beautiful. Beautiful, very relaxing. I was in mom mode, wife mode. Had a couple doctor visits for the babies that were unexpected, but baby, where I'm at right now, I'm in flow state. So when the day comes and it shows up with whatever God wants to give me to test me, I flow with it.
Period. That's how we
flow. Like I'm not. Look, I'm about to be 40. That's why 4 is a good number right now. On 4/24, I'm gonna be 40, and I'm learned to just stop fighting against the current and try to just flow with it. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of fighting.
40 was such a good number.
Yeah. I keep hearing this, so I'm like, you know what? Let me embrace this. Now I keep hearing auntie, but I'm like, I'm not afraid of auntie because I got a couple of gray, white hair, and I'm okay with it. But I'm like, look, after all the things that I've been through, baby, I'm embracing 40. I am happy to be getting ready to be 40.
And embrace those white hairs.
Listen. I can't even do anything with a teenager and my babies. I can't shake nothing. I can't wear nothing. So I gotta just embrace what I got because I'm gonna respect my babies and their wishes.
Shake what your mama gave you.
Man, I be trying to whine and wiggle, and they be like, no. I'm not the elder yet. Okay, my knees still work a little.
Listen,
to them you are, and you their mama, and that's not how it should be.
I'm like, I had a whole persona and identity before y'all came. They was like, well, you are mama now.
You mama now.
They mama now. I can't say chat. I can't say bro.
I hit them with the bruh every day, bruh.
They won't even let me. Even little Jack is saying bruh, but
how old are your babies?
So Isis, the beginner of everything created for me. She's going to be 14 this year. In the summer she'll be 14. Jackson just hit 7, the baby boy. And my Ellie is going to be 11 in September.
Okay. So I have
they're getting out the way.
Yes. And making no room for no one else.
None. Listen, my first, my last, my everything, and that's it. I have a 15. He's about to be 15. So you're 424. He's 429.
Oh, he a Taurus. I love him already.
And you talking about that twerking, and I'd be like, he'd be like, Mom, stop twerking. I'd be like, why? That's all I know how to do.
Yeah.
Stop it. Coco Pelli, how was your week?
Great. It ended with my week ended with you coming to visit me finally. It had been a long time. But other than that, I worked from home most of the week. I went to the office a couple of days. And you found my other planner so I could put my swap stuff in it. Thank you.
You're welcome. I had a pretty good week. What did I do? I don't think I
Okay,
did
let's
much.
hear.
I don't think I did too much this week. I went to work. I napped a lot. I sweet talked my bestie into taking out my braids
Oh,
I didn't
because
mind.
I needed it. You know how you just been having them and you like, okay, I need to take them out. It's been 2 months. I could get away with another couple of weeks, but as soon as I said, you want to take them out? And she was like, yeah. I was like, hey, you want to drive me
Yeah.
over there?
I was like, oh, that means she's gonna come over. Yeah, come on. I'll take her out.
And then I went through her craft lab and I only stole a little bit of stuff, y'all. I only took a little bit of stuff. But when I tell you she got a lab, that's a lab. She got a lab. It's so nice and so many like things like, you know, like pegboards on it. Like it looked like a store. Meanwhile,
she's organized.
she is. It's like organized. It's organized.
I'm organized adjacent.
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
You got I see you back there. You got a lab too, and I love the way it looks. But I got so many good ideas for my garage, which I have conveniently taken over. Don't tell nobody. I took it over. So
I know Erica's is so serene. She got candles going.
I know. I got a candle lit. I do have a candle lit. One of the candles I stole from you. It's Chili Rain Showers.
Oh,
it's nice.
I love that.
By Goose Creek. It's like, okay, so y'all know everybody who is in the chat. I have not been looking over there because y'all know I get easily distracted. But I'm gonna start looking. What is in your cup? I told you gotta have a cup. You gotta have a beverage. It does not have to be alcoholic beverage. I am sober.
I got my cup.
Whatever you got.
Okay, I got my cup. Water.
Good old high quality H2O.
It's just water. I am in my water bag right now. Hydration is everything right now for me. So
yes,
water.
Coco Pelli, what you got?
I have some iced tea, ginseng tea.
Okay.
Ginseng tea. You fancy today. I got lots of water over here. I got some cranberry juice, even some Pepsi. Let me see. Let me put some of y'all stuff on here. If I missed you, just know that I'm
water and lemon.
Ooh.
Water and lemon. Teals. Hey, Teals.
Everybody. Hey, Alex.
Yeah.
Hey, hi, Rochelle. Hi, Becca. Oh my God, I see a lot of jewels.
It's so many jewels.
They're in here. They're in here.
Oh, and my bestie said Erica is so very pretty.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
We got some ginger ale, the usual black lychee boba.
Ooh.
Listen, Bianca can't help but be fancy every week.
She's gonna be boozing.
I love it.
Hey, Fredetta. Teals, coffee and water. Roxanne. Oh, wait. All of y'all. Look, I don't know if I made this.
Oh, I love y'all.
I don't know if I made this subscriber only, but y'all, please, please, please subscribe. I promise you, we have a good time every Sunday night. Yeah. We had a goal. I think our goal is 300. We might be 3 away.
We are 1 away.
We are 1 away, y'all. Come on. Y'all can get us there. So today I switched my cup. So today I have another iced coffee. I blame Planners and Tacos. I blame the Planner Guru. It is Cafe Bustelo with caramel macchiato creamer.
Oh, you fancy. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're fancy.
Too fancy. I love coffee.
Me too.
I love coffee. And I've been trying like new kinds and stuff. And so it's a whole thing now. It's like, well, what kind is that? What's that now? All right. So y'all, we're going to go ahead and get it started. And let's see. Let's just start off with how did you start Isis Ella Jewels? I remember before it was like the jewel box, right?
Yes. No, it was before then.
It was before then. What was it before then?
Okay, so it was just Isis jewels.
Isis jewels. Okay.
And I did cell phone cases, and then I started creating wholesale pieces for other cell phone cases makers because I taught myself how to make clay pieces to sell. Well, from my shop to help my customers get more unique pieces for themselves. So I taught myself how to make clay pieces. But then the shop owners wanted the pieces I had, so I stopped creating cell phone cases and just created the pieces and made a business supplying cell phone case makers. And then Violet from my Vintage, who's a fellow planner, junk journaler, planner gal, she found me and she was just like, well, if you could take these clay pieces and turn it into a paper clip for me, I would so love that. And I'm like, what? Planner? And the rest is history. All it took was just for her to insert that idea, and it just opened up this whole world that I call Isis Ella Jewels now.
Oh wow!
Man.
I didn't even know that piece about the cell phone things.
I did.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know
cell
that
phone
piece.
cases there. I did Hello Kitty. I did bling bling pearls, vintage. You name it, I did it, and I loved it. It was just a great way for me to be home with my baby too, Isis at the time. I didn't want to leave her, and
Yeah.
so my husband and my bestie inspired me. It was like, you do these things, you can do it, or whatever. And so I just started allowing, everybody around me to show me and teach me, and I just caught on and I started learning, and I took it further with teaching myself certain skills.
Oh,
So
wow.
you're self-taught crafter?
I am. I taught myself how to cut stickers. In fact, my silhouette was on my floor for 2 years because I was so swamped with back orders. Or remember, I don't know if you guys remember when I had waiting lists, and remember people had to pay a point to just get, people would pay just to get in line to shop when I opened up with my clay pieces and my charm pieces and whatnot. And so during that time, I couldn't even touch the silhouette, but it was waiting for me. And to this day, I still have the silhouette that I actually use to this day to cut. It's still with me. It's still with me. It's been 8
Man.
years.
Oh wow.
And she
So
still,
that's what I'm saying. That's when people have they know the quality of the product that they're gonna get, so they don't mind waiting. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't mind a pre-order, don't mind a blind bundle. Listen, let me tell you how many of your blind bundles I done had.
whew,
Yes.
I have bought them. I have shared them. Sometimes when I didn't have the funds, like from not working, I have split them in half. And you bless us so much with it that we like, okay, I'll give you half, you get half. It's just, we know what the quality is gonna be when it comes from the shop. And I really wish that I had like a book that was like solely just your stuff, but I can flip through and be like, you'll be like, you remember this? You remember this?
Yeah.
You remember this?
and I would remember every piece. I
got my pocketbook over here. In the box. Like, I still got my bag. I got my blanket on my bed upstairs. Like, Lily is my girl.
Yeah.
I mean, I wear it tonight.
Listen, Lily is my girl. Okay.
She's my baby. She is she's my girl.
So is Lily you, or is Lily one of the babies?
No, Lily is me. They got the name. They got the name, but Lily is me. She's everything I aspired to be. I think I finally caught up to her. Maybe that's why you guys don't see her as much, because I finally feel like I am her now. I don't have to create myself in a doll figure to project what I want to say or show for myself. I don't think people understand that the pieces that I made in my shop from when I launched a jewel box and then the sticker shop came after, that every piece and everything that I've created in my shop was me speaking to myself and telling myself a story. That's why I said every piece that you show me, or I can tell you what release it was, where it came from, and what inspired it. Everything in my shop is a reflection of something I've been through or experienced.
Oh, I love that. I used the Rich, I think it's called Rich Queen.
Queen.
And I used it in the front of my planner because I just needed like inspiration, right? Like motivation. I know it's kind of blurry, but
no, I can see it. Oh, I can see it.
Like it's all kind of motivation, all kind of like affirmations, like reminding me. And so that makes me wonder, like, how did you go from like planner stickers to more of a journaling kind of environment? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did it transition?
I've always been a journal girl. Um, Recently, just finding out that I used to journal a lot as a kid, but then I stopped. And then once I got back into a safe space, journaling came back naturally to me. But when I was doing stickers, it just the affirmations that I was putting out, I had never seen them before. I had did a lot of work and research, I want to say. We were still in the planner girl or planner gal or boss, and I couldn't allow myself anymore to resonate with those. So I needed affirmation that was going to start speaking to the woman that I was becoming after 3 kids. And I needed to have a safe space, not only in my planner, but I needed a place that I can use my stickers in both places. Cause I don't know, like a lot of other planner girls, because I consider myself a planner girl, true and true. I don't have money to be spending in every 30, 40, 50 shops. And there's some banging shops in this community. But my
Oh, yeah.
budget can only go so far with 3 kids and still trying to maintain living in Los Angeles, right?
Because it's
Mhm.
high.
So I think I kind of upset a lot of people when I started putting on my weekly kits. If you guys go back to when I created weekly kits, it started getting a lot of buzz because I wasn't just putting boxes in one doll and selling it
Mhm.
for $7, $8. When you pay that 670 or 777 that I charge you, but baby, the amount of dolls, affirmation, weekdays, check off lists, icons. And people like, damn, E, you put it all. Yes, girl, I gotta say. but
Look,
I need, but I look, and I need
I
to
ain't new, baby. I'm true.
like I need to be able to let this. I need to get 3, 4 spreads out of this one sheet. If I'm gonna spend $8 on this sheet, let me get 3, 4 spreads. And not only that, you can split it. You could do planning and you can do journaling. Shoot, you can even do a little crafting if you're that crafty. And so I wanted to
Yeah.
make sure that my shop was always a representation of affordability. But baby, if I'm going to give you something that you're going to buy, I need you to touch something real quick. I need you to pay attention to yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
so I allowed that one page kit to set the tone in my shop to say, look, I'm gonna give y'all everything I got about this theme and with this doll, and I'm gonna tell you a story. And if you love this kit, it's because it's telling you something about yourself. Because I know it's telling me something about myself.
I
Well, that's
love
good. And because I know that was key, I'm sure, during the pandemic, coming out of the pandemic for so many people, including myself.
Mhm.
Because I think that was around the time that I found you.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. And then you would have like those morning lives or
Yes. I used
yeah,
to go live a lot.
yeah, and during that time, especially for a lot of us who were used to being out and about every day, that
Mhm.
was really important to have that morning inspiration, daily inspiration, whatever it was, because you get lost into the
Yep.
mundaneness of it all during
Mhm.
that time. So
Mhm.
that was good for me. And
Oh,
Lily, that started my back into my journaling.
good.
So yeah, that was really. So I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Kind of coming off of that piece, but not that I was new to journaling or anything, but for
Mhm.
someone who is new to journaling, where would you recommend that they should start? Or where do you
Well,
think they should start?
I would say start slow.
Hmm.
Reflective journaling can be done in many medium form. You can record it, you can goal journal, like goal oriented journal. You could do financial journal. You could do so many. But if you are in a space to get back in connection with yourself, I would say reflective journaling through paper, pencil, pen, any type of paint, markers, anything that you can write it from within yourself and getting it outside yourself on something like paper, I would recommend. And start slow with just asking yourself, what do I need right now? I actually have these stickers in the shop in the script section where it says, what do I need right now? That's a beautiful question to ask yourself every morning when you get up, because what you are allowing yourself to come to grips with in the morning, you can set the tone in your planner intentionally to be able to do it. So start slow in that way. Just what do I need now? And allow
Yeah.
that to be the question that leads you down the rabbit hole to yourself.
And we love a rabbit hole over
Oh,
here,
oh,
okay?
Oh
baby.
Lord, do we love
Love
a
a
rabbit
rabbit hole.
I love it too. I love it. And I love using stickers as a gateway to get women to do that. I didn't know how to speak to myself. I didn't know how to love myself. And I didn't know how to support myself in a lot of ways because I was never taught that. I think I speak for quite a few people where I say we're always taught how to take care of other people far better than we know how to take care of ourselves. And because
Mhm.
that is my story, I had to sit down for a long time while doing the jewel box and creating the workshop and still becoming a better mother and wife now. I had to figure out how to get back to me. I was disconnected. And so I needed to teach myself how to reconnect those lines back to myself. Journaling helped me do that, and creating the jewel box, creating Lily, creating the different type of stickers and testing myself in those ways and pushing myself in those ways allowed me to be able to connect back to myself.
How did you pull yourself out of that like journaling slump? Like I know creating did it, but how did it transfer from like, okay, I'm gonna create these things so that other people can use them,
Mhm.
but how do I just make the time and sit down and pull myself out of it? Like how do I start slow? You know what I'm saying?
Two things can happen that I've experienced on this journey is that one, you could be motivated to just want to use all the pretty things and let that be a guide to keep you going daily. Because one of the motivation is we like to put our things on social media for everybody to see. And that's actually you crying out for help to see yourself. You want people to validate you, but you don't know how to validate yourself without people doing it for you. So that was one way for me to do it. It was almost like forcing myself when I would post and show you guys what I created or what I did. You guys validating me helped motivate me to keep doing it more, which connected me back to wanting to do it more. And even so that I wouldn't even share certain things because even though it was pretty and the stuff looked good, what I wrote down just flowed from an open space of trying to make sure I
Mm-hmm.
have material to post. And then secondly, when I'm in a slump, well, slumps can come in so many different ways. And one way slump can come is just, I don't want to do nothing. Well, you don't want to do nothing because you don't know how to motivate yourself, for one. Even when you are not feeling your best self, that is a thing you can journal about. Why do I not feel motivated to do anything when I'm in a slump, right? Figure out why. But number two, you can get so exhausted and fed up with yourself, so disgusted with your choices that you ain't got nothing but time and paper. And sometimes in those moments, when those tears are flowing, the frustration with yourself for keep repeating the same patterns and cycles, you will write your heart out. You won't care about a sticker. You will write until there's nothing less in your hands. Your fingers are tired. It almost feels like you got a cramp in your hand, but then you had a breakthrough. You
Yeah.
had a breakthrough.
I I'm having a planner crisis right now.
Ooh. It's barely April, girl.
And I have been just talking myself like off the ledge and on the ledge. So I'm just going to give it to you for 30 seconds and then we're going to
Go
get back
ahead.
to your interview. But
Go
so I
ahead.
have been using
Mhm.
the daily passion planner. And then, they had like the sale where everything was like $3.14 on Pi Day. So of
Okay.
course, girl, you need one?
I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of Jews done blessed me with a lot of extra passion planners
Okay. All right. All right.
on
Cool
the
then.
side.
All right. All right. But, so I got up and I was like, okay, it's almost April, but I'm gonna finish this one. And okay, and then I'm gonna start it in April. And then I'm like, but I miss my B6. Like I just miss
Ooh,
my
that's
stylogy.
that's my style.
B6 is babe, right?
That's babe. That's my baby.
So I've just kind of been like for the last 3 days, like, what
Mm,
I'm gonna do, y'all? What do I do? And
okay.
so I'm listening to you, and I'm like, maybe I could just decorate it and just maybe, like maybe I'll journal in it, maybe I won't. I don't know, but that is my thing, and it's not a slump per se because I still like to plan, but I think I just missed that size. I missed the paper. I just missed that planner. Anyway, that was my regular
Yeah,
life.
so decorated, leave yourself some space
And go
and
back.
or a place where you could put a box or something and journal.
I do that all the time.
B6 lovers stand up.
I have an example right here. So my workshop was today for the Write It, Love It, Live It,
Yes.
and it
Mhm.
was great. So I was teaching them techniques on how to do reflective journaling, but through how to create the visions or manifest the visions on your vision board or your goal list. So one of the
Ooh.
things that I do is that I like to go back and write. So I already have my commitment letter that I have them do for
Hold on,
homework
I'm gonna
today.
pin you so I can
Okay.
make you bigger. Okay.
And so if you look here, this is my commitment letter, but I've already moved on and started doing other things, but I made sure I intentionally left the space so I can do an update. When you
Okay.
journal enough, you can know that it doesn't matter what you do, how you do it, where you do it. You will start figuring out ways to make sure you can connect yourself to do a rewrite or an update to, keep the flow going. Just pick
Okay.
it up. Just pick up the planner, put your stickers in there. You don't know what word or affirmation that you lay down with that doll or the deco that you have that's going to inspire you or open you up to say, you know what, I actually do have something to say with this word. It'll open up 2 to 3, 4, 5 pages, maybe a whole book of things that you've suppressed or maybe you haven't thought of and motivate you in that way. I don't think slump sometimes is the right word to use when it comes to journaling because slump
Yeah.
means like I don't have no motivation, but I bet you got up and took care of yourself and got coffee. I bet
Mhm.
you got up and got on social media and scrolled. I bet you
Yeah.
got up and got on the phone and kikied and laughed.
Cut
But
that book on immediately.
Yeah.
right. But the thing is, we find slumps when we're disconnected from ourselves. We don't feel that there's a dopamine rush when it's time to connect to ourselves and be on our own by ourselves with our own thoughts. Our dopamine rushes come from wherever we find that we're being validated, or at least we think we're being validated. So it's almost like we breadcrumb ourselves with daily. I want to say that the things in the relationships you have are not fulfilling what they are. They're distractions from the real work that you need to do.
Mhm.
Which
And
is
so,
work on yourself.
self. And so
Yeah.
where you feel the slump is if you ask yourself, what do you need now? And you see that the work that comes with that, you won't feel inclined or connected to that because if we don't know how to love ourselves or what do we need or how to ask ourselves or know what we need, then that is not something we want to do because we were never taught how to do that. And we have to sit still with reflective journaling in order to learn techniques on how what makes me love myself, what makes me smile today. If I didn't have to people please or show up for everybody else 100%, how do I do that for me today?
Let me tell you,
Wow.
um,
Mhm.
these last 2 years, if I didn't learn nothing else, I learned that you have to be raw, you have to be open, you have to have that
Yeah.
rigorous honesty, not only with yourself, but with the people who are gonna be your friends. When I had to go sober, right? Like
Mhm.
no alcohol, no weed, all that stuff. When I
Mhm.
had to just stop it, um, so many people fell off. So many people fell off, but so many other people rallied around me. Like
Yeah.
the planner community, the realists, they have rallied around me. They support me. And like when we're places now, they'll go, she don't drink, don't even offer it. Like she don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And it reminds me, it's reflective every day. And recently I went to like my old stomping ground, like where
Mm.
I was arrested and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And I was just so grateful that I have grown. I've never been grateful to have been arrested, never been grateful for the experience, never been grateful for these 2 years. I was grateful that I made it through, but not for who I became through it. And just going there and seeing the same people doing the same things, literally sitting in the same chairs, literally same spot. I was like, thank God. Like he knew what he was doing. Like he changed me. And so I definitely agree with like that reflective piece. You have to be introspective. You have to be um, you know, reflective. Um,
I just love how open you are and maybe
Mhm.
too at the same time to give credit because if people are able to be self-aware like you are doing the inner work. And so in real time, because your voice is so strong, you may not need to journal as much, right? Because you know how to self-reflect in your mind and hold yourself accountable. The thing about journaling is for a lot of people that don't know how to speak up yet for themselves too. And I want to make that clear because a lot of the times we find our voices when we're able to finally speak about the things that have taken away our voice to begin with. And so that's why journaling is such a big think piece with writing because it's the things you can't say yet or comfortable saying yet that you
mm,
put on the pages. And so for me, the strength that I see is how strong your throat chakra is. It means that you know how to use your voice, but you had to learn how to balance it and know what words to use in order to convey your connection back to yourself. Where for me, my voice was taken in silence as a young child. And even as a grown woman being out of my parents' house, it was still as that way. And so when I finally got with my husband and I brought my first journal back, it was like, what does E have to say now? So we took all that time up until my first jewel of the month for me to finally say, okay, my voice is strong enough now. I done had some jump shots practice with it. Now I
Yeah.
can talk, because the journaling helped do that. But I also want to show the spectrum of different ways that we can have growth, inner growth, self-reflective growth. Doesn't always have to come from journaling, because some of us have the tools. We just need to fine tune it a little bit and gear it on where we need to strengthen in ourselves to connect ourselves back to not only the Most High, but to ourselves with just the Most High by ourselves, and center with Him and allow Him to do that work with us in isolation, in our minds and in our heart, in our body and in our spirit. And you just said, I had to let go of the liquor. I had to let go of, the smoking or whatever it is, vices that we have or we take on for coping mechanism, because that's what it is. It's just
That's
a
what it
numbing.
was.
It's just a numbing. It's just, I don't know how to do this yet, and I'm self-soothing. So let me blow up real quick and just numb, and they all go away. Temporary fix, right? Temporary, drinking a little temporary fix or whatever. But at the end of the day, when the high is done, the liquor is worn off, those same feelings, those same sentiments come back, and it will never stop leaving you until you face it. You face
Until you
it.
deal with it. I
And
mean,
so the people that left or not leave, what it was, your perception of yourself had changed. So the reflection in the mirror for you wasn't what you saw sitting in the same chair anymore. You're not sitting in the same place no more, Riri. You are seeing yourself in a new place where I believe in myself. I want better for myself. Shoot, I can see me in the future, healthy, strong, and doing my thing. And so now the people that look like that Riri now is starting to show up. And that is the thing I try to teach everybody through my workshop or just my Jewel of the Month to my Queen's Court, is that at the end of the day, when we're ready to level up, no matter where we are, school, work, family, relationship, whatever, when those people leave because they don't want to change, or if they do want to change, they could come with us, right? But when they leave, the people that are supposed to be with this version of you will appear, because they're out there doing the same work on the same time frame that you are on. But we're not taught these things, because if everybody is distracted, everybody is numbing, the generational curses is still blowing up the family, from the grandparents down to the new babies coming into the family, because there's no way that we can self-reflect, or no one doesn't want to self-reflect. Remember, some of us grow up in families where secrets of the family stay secrets of the family, and that means nobody can get no outside help.
Amen.
Patterns continue, right?
right.
So reflecting and teaching yourself and talking to people, asking questions, and just having the energy of God telling you, do you want better? That'll open you up to new information to have you change and do better for yourself. So the fact that you did that, girl, some people don't need to journal because they're walking ready. They just need to believe in themselves and do it.
Oh man, the
Oh,
chat
that was
is
the whole
going
word.
crazy.
Yes. Yes, it
Um,
is.
Deb said you're calling out her demons tonight.
I always get that everywhere I go. Maybe that's why I don't do podcasts too much, because there's always somebody crying or saying, girl, that's not me. Like, I
Me.
don't want to be the banner lady that make people cry. I just want to show up and have a good time and sip some
But
water.
tears
No,
are
it's good, but it makes you the things you say, it helps you to be introspective. Take a step back. I mean, honestly, when I would listen to you in the mornings, I mean, you know, it was helpful for me, because I too fighting demons of the past, like we all have it. Everybody, it's in every family, whether you want to believe in it that it's in yours or not,
Everybody.
it is.
Everybody.
And you start to fight things. You're raising your family, you don't want it to be the same way, and those things just keep playing in your head all the time. But journaling started to help me. I mean, because there was a time where I wasn't this nice sweet Coco that everybody knows.
nice sweet Coco, baby. What is she?
Look, journalists saving everybody from a cuss out, one page at a
Yes.
time.
Listen. And it's so crazy. I had this one spread when they were like trying to like tell me like, so the long short, they were trying to put me in jail for a long ass time because they was just trying to make a name for themselves. And I'm like, y'all got me fucked up. I ain't going. Excuse my language. Sorry, y'all.
No, keep it real.
Y'all, I was like, y'all got me fucked up. I ain't going. And I remember just doing this one journal spread. Well, two.
Mhm.
It just had the word fuck so big. And then all
Mm.
through it, I just wrote, fuck this shit, fuck her, fuck him, fuck this, fuck this. And I just wrote it
Look.
over and over. And that was all I had. Like that was literally all I had in me. Right. And so another one, it was like, what the prompt that I printed and cut, and it was like, what do you have, like, what is the most important thing to you? And I'm like writing, and I put my freedom. Well, once they told me I wasn't going to go to jail, I was going to go to this like 2-year program of like basically intensive outpatient therapy, you know. And I'm like, I don't deserve this, you know. But then when I flipped back and I looked, I remember, and it said at that page, what is the most important thing to you? And I said my freedom, and I was like, you know what? Let me just shut my mouth, because I could be in that bitch for 6 months, and that ain't cute. I'm too cute for jail.
Yeah.
I'm too cute. And that was literally when like my brain flipped. I was like, oh shit, bitch, you did say you wanted to stay out of jail. All right, cool. Back quiet.
That's not accountability. Reflective journaling is accountability, and I think a lot of the jewels, you know, we lost a lot of jewels with accountability, because I think because I was starting to get passionate about learning what accountability is for myself, so I could start shaking and moving. Remember, I told you my art is connected to where I'm at and where I'm going, right?
Yeah.
So you think about accountability. If you start talking a language that people are not aware of or don't want to change habits, people are going to turn away from that. And you went back. You saw that you asked and God showed up. It didn't come the way that you wanted it to, but it showed up anyway in the form of freedom. You had to eat that. That's acceptance. That's accountability. And when look, it ain't accountability. People think forgiveness is hard. Forgiveness is easy compared to accountability, because it's a lot of people that don't know how to humble themselves and be accountable and say, you know, I did say that. The people will gaslight you and say, I didn't say that. Yes, you did. I got you on the record right there. Well, that's not what I mean. Sir, ma'am.
You, sir, ma'am. You said it.
Yeah,
You said that.
right.
Yes.
But accountability is a lot harder than forgiveness. It is. Because a lot of the time for us to accept accountability from ourselves, we have to forgive first.
Yeah. And I do. And I struggled with shame a lot, you know.
Mhm.
But finally, I was just like, you know, somebody else could learn from me. Because let me tell you something. This planner community look cute. It look cute. The backgrounds look cute. The pages look cute. The layouts
Let
look
me
cute.
get
The
water.
outfits look cute. But baby, on the inside. So I said, you know what? We're just going to be real over here. I done been to jail a couple of times. I was on probation I'm still on probation for a long ass time. But ain't nothing about me changed. I'm the same person that I've been. What you see is what you get. And if you love it here, you do. And if you don't, you just don't. I cannot change. I got to be who I am. And that is why I was so nervous, because you so in tune spiritually and all that stuff. And I be cussing and I be talking about, and I'm
cuss too. I cuss too. Y'all just
I'm
don't
like,
see it. Listen, I'm so private with myself. What I do share, and when people finally do sit down with me and hear my story that are a little bit, I do allow to let in, people be
yeah,
like, E, I'm gonna cry right now with you. I'm like, why? I'm okay
I
now.
ain't crying.
Yeah.
But I want you to know, like, it took work for me to get here. Because if I
Mhm.
shared really my story of losing my identity for other people, you know, it probably would resonate with a lot more people, to be honest. And so
Oh,
you
yeah.
shared yours. I'm gonna share a little bit of mine real quick. Journalists saved me from cussing out my mother. Journaling saved me from cussing out my stepfather. Journaling saved me from crashing out last year, from realization of what my childhood looked like, crashing out from people that I befriended that treated me like I owed them my energy and time, crashing out, you know, just in general over the audacity of people thinking that they could play you because of your kindness. Clock,
Period.
clock it. So to be this calm, to be this, I guess, intuitive, I had to sit down a lot in isolation with my journal. That's why I look like this. Every journal I got look like this,
Chunky.
because I
Ooh.
crash out in my journal. Baby, it's gonna be a hot day in Alaska before I get on a live and cry and tell you that my business ain't doing well. It's going to be a hot day
Oh,
in Alaska
preach.
before I come out and tell you about my marriage or anything with my kids or anybody like that, because that is what my journal's for. It'll be a hot day before I put my hand out here and say, I need y'all to go fund me for my life and this and my stuff, when I'm the one that made the decision that got me here. As a entrepreneur with several business with my husband, I had to take accountability for every misstep or every win that we had. So if I'm not celebrating my wins and the money I'm bringing in or anything that I'm doing, why would I celebrate my losses and let y'all know what's going on? It ain't nobody business but my own, because the accountability at the end of the day is between me, my man, and my family, and what's going on in my journal. And that is the real way that we need to start moving out here instead of getting online. I see too many people crying and sharing their people in your corner who don't already mess with you, and you don't know how to decipher that or use your discernment for that. They use this and hold you in those places. We're giving the enemy all the tools and the distractions to find ways to keep us in the places that we're trying to grow from. If we giving everybody the ammo to attack us, baby, how we gonna win?
Lord, that you
And
said
let's
a
not
word
forget,
there.
you can't treat people like dog crap and think they ain't gonna fall off. And that's why
Yeah.
you on there crying. You know what I'm saying? You can't
Yes.
treat people who support you genuinely.
And this
Yeah.
is why I took my time away and I had to go no contact with 98% of my family, even my parents, because the disrespect
Yes.
to me not having to show up for you the way I used to, doing everything, handling everything, when you call me, dropping everything. There's no respect that I have a life. And so when we think about what reflective journaling does, it takes us back to the root cause, to square one, if we want to know where this pain is coming from, and the accountability to say, you know what, this relationship has always been one-sided. This relationship has always been about me pouring into this person or that person before they poured into me. And there's always audacity when you start taking back your time and creating boundary and saying, I'm not going to be sharing all my business. I'm not going to be part of this group. I'm not going to be a part of trends. I'm not going to be having people disrespect me. The amount of boundaries that you have to enforce to keep your sanity and yourself. Reflective journaling holds space for you to crash out. It holds space for you to even win. It holds spaces for you to show up and shout and even put the thoughts that don't even make sense at the moment. But I guarantee you, when you get to the promised land of where you are and connect yourself back, when I tell you the win and the joy you feel knowing that you had the privacy to fall out and win at the same time, that's the validation that reflective journaling gives. So you want to talk about me being a shop owner for 8 years in this community? You think I care that my box dissolve and not push that out the way as I was growing? No, I do not. Nobody heard when the box stopped. I just phased it out because I don't have to make an announcement. When we sell out of stuff now, I'm not caring. I don't care if y'all know if I sell out, because that is not important to me. I've sold out many times. I've had sales that didn't do too well. Y'all wouldn't know because I don't care. The problem is that right now in a society, we want everybody to know what's going on. Okay, what are we supposed to do with the fact that you can't pay your rent? What are we supposed to do
Period.
with the fact
What?
that your man don't like you? If you ain't getting up to do anything about it, baby, what you want me to do?
Thank you.
Because I
Hello.
got my own problems. I got to go figure out why this curse and this jealousy running through my family bloodline right now. I got to figure out how to get my daughters and my son to use their voice, and not in a way where they sound disrespectful, but they know how to ask the right questions so they can get what they need, so they can heal and feel their emotions, instead of telling them, shut up and go sit down. Some of us can't even talk without hearing that voice. Well, just shut up and sit down. Where is that voice coming from? Well, you won't reflect, so you won't know. And so now
Right.
everything you want to do to build yourself up, to be better for yourself, you guess what you telling yourself, because that's the only affirmation you know when you're getting ready to burst inside. Shut up and sit down.
Listen, if you can't, I was just talking about, okay, Coco, and then it's on Coco next, sorry. But
No, go
I
ahead. This
cannot
is
believe I tell my son sorry, right? Hey, mommy woke up on the wrong side of the bed and I fussed at you before you went to school. I meant every word that I said, but I had no business talking to you that loud before you went to school to ruin your day. You know, like, I'm so sorry. I did not mean it. Please forgive your mama. I love you so much, son, and I do not want to ruin your day. I fucked up. It was my bad. You know what I'm saying? So the very next day, when he wakes up to go to school, he comes, he kissed me on the back of my head, and he goes, "Ma, you know I love you no matter what, right? And I'm going to do right. I ain't going to make you fuss at me no more." And I was just like, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just felt good being able to apologize. But I want him to be able to come to me. I don't want him to be afraid that I'm going to spaz out every time. Now, am I going to cuss? Because am I loud? Yes, because that's what I do. But I'm not going to ever cuss you. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to downplay you, because I need you to know I'm a safe space. And I love that. You know, that you doing the works for you and your babies as they grow up. That's what it is. I was at Coco house yesterday. Her sons are so respectful. Grown men.
Okay,
Hey,
Coco.
hey, Erica. Hey, is that, you mean Erica? Like Riri, Erica? Riri and Coco, Erica? Hey, you know, I'm like, what's up, nephew? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just so respectful. So I really, really love that. That aspect. Okay, Coco, it's on you. Sorry. Did you get my
No,
message?
that's fine. No, this has been really good. And I mean, and it sparked some things in me also.
Hey, Coco, let it fly. Let it fly.
Yeah. But I just want to, when you're journaling, do you have a favorite technique or prompt or something that sparks something meaningful for you, or like get you going, or is it just because you're going through all these other things and you have a reason, like you know what you're going to journal about, or is it that you choose something to kind of spark it sometimes?
I used to do a lot of meme prompt based journaling. So what it was, the journal meme stickers that I have in my shop came from me looking at journal memes, like literal journal memes. But when I would look at certain ones that touched me, I would screenshot it, cut it out, print it out, put it in my journal. And what did that resonate with me? That's what I would write and let it flow.
I like that.
And so that's why I was like, oh, I need to create my own of these so it could help spark and do the same thing for others. And they became a hit. So for me, it was just more, I did a lot of that where I just took people's love languages that people who were doing the work figured out how to convey it. So now people like me can be receptive to it. And when we get those type of words that come across us that resonate with us, I saw how words could shape the way you saw yourself or your situation, and then it motivated you to get up and want to do something about it, because that's all we need is a perspective of something or a love language. That's why we had the jewel box love language. That also came about with me learning new words on how to express what I needed to convey on that paper. And this is why it's so important that your internal way that you talk to yourself is soft and loving, because a lot of us didn't get the nurturing. Now, Riri, you said it. Girl, the way Isis, Ellen Jackson talking here, so respectful, but yet they get their point across. Sometimes I'll be like, look, I stand corrected.
Exactly.
The humbleness in me, not you think you talk and crunching up what I had to deal with. No, I let my babies talk, because if you allow babies to talk, they got the most honest views on this planet. And baby, the way they read us as adults, kids already know who don't like you in the family, because they already feel that energy. But you're sitting up there honoring old rules and policies in the family, because this is just how it's always done, because that's what Big Mama has commanded. That's what Big Papa has commanded. And these new kids coming in here like, Big Papa, I don't like how you talking to my mama. And if my baby can speak up for me, now I can learn through these journal means through a new love language what it is I need to do, so I don't have people talking like that to me. It's learning self-respect. It's calling, enforcing, and creating boundaries now. And so what we're having is that when I'm journaling, words motivate me, but also life is motivating me too sometimes as well, because when we go through the day, stuff happening all day that you can write about, pull from there and see where it take you. That's a rabbit hole for your day.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna try that actually.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be good for me. And when Riri found that other journal yesterday, last night, I was thinking, I mean, I'm sure there were other ones in there too she could have found, but that one in particular, because when I bought it, that's what I bought it for, to journal. Haven't touched it. And a lot of times it's because I don't want to dig deep. You don't want those things to come up.
Like I said.
And and I'm being honest, because even when we're at like these these planner conferences and stuff, and then they'll have a speaker and then they want you to start journaling. I never do it because I know, I'm like, this is a private thing for me. And I already know I'm going to start pulling from places that I don't need to go in that
area, in that
area, like where I am there. That's not, so I guess I know enough about me to know that, but it's like just dealing with it, right? You know, you once it's out there, you got to deal with it, or you should anyway.
You know what, you would want to do the digging before you get to those places, and I think that helps shape that awareness of knowing that not everybody has it in them in that moment to just face and go through those memories. Now I'm a Taurus, so bull, you already know. I see red, I'm going straight. And I had to learn to balance that. God showed me that on this journey. Yeah, you see red and you go, I need you to slow down and balance that out. And so what I'm learning, hearing Coco say that, is absolutely true. Not all of us have the capability or want to do that type of digging right then and there when somebody calls, because we know that what we're going to say, what we're going to feel, or what we feel may not be what we want others to see in that moment. And you're absolutely right. Protecting yourself and protecting your peace is also knowing when and where, who you can and where you can do that. Because falling apart with reflective journaling, you want a safe space to do that. And it took me a long time to understand that, because I'm gonna be honest, we lost a lot of jewels when I started really hitting hard with that accountability. I'm gonna bring it back, because accountability means that you got to step up to your parents, you got to step up to the patriarchy, the matriarchy, you got to step up to best friends, you got to step up for even to yourself, to stop the type of disrespect that is allowing you to be unhappy in all the relationships you keep finding the same patterns in that makes you unhappy. And so what happens is that as an entrepreneur, the goal is to make money. But as an entrepreneur who is in
Take your time,
tune,
Pastor.
yeah.
Take your time, Pastor.
Hold on. Oh my God. When I'm saying when you're in tune with your customers and you hear them, and it's like, man, I had to learn through you guys, through the sales I was having, where we were dropping certain numbers due to what was being said. I had to learn how to move and remember that not everybody moves at the same pace as I do. I had to learn what balance is, and I had to do the work and figure out how to balance certain things in my life so that it wouldn't transfer over or create boundaries too. Had even to learn boundaries too. That's where the focus journals came from. So that I didn't allow what I was allowing myself to dive into to be what you guys felt like you had to do. Because now if I'm already in 18 feet, I'm in the ocean, I'm like where it's dark with my spirituality, and I still feel like I got more digging to do. But y'all up here barely putting your toe in the water to see if it's cold or if it's hot. Baby, I can't jump out with a journal prompt that's telling you, do you know what's going on between you and your mama? If you don't even know how to get to say, I feel this today.
Yeah.
That was
and then look at the wheel. Like when we was in therapy, baby, they had us have a wheel.
Yeah,
we couldn't
even
use I'm good. You had to use a word and explain why you using that word. And you was in this room of people who are like strangers, but you learn so many people's like story, and they would it's still a running joke. Oh, Regina, we know you gonna cry. Listen, I'm gonna cry because I'm doing the work. I don't care if y'all here or not. If I'm paying $50 a week for this shit, I'm about to get the work done.
I'm crying.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't about to play with me. You know,
everybody's on a spectrum. Everybody's, and as you do the work, you're going to notice that everybody's on a spectrum. And this concept may miss a lot of people. And if it miss you and it don't resonate with you, it's okay. But eventually you will get there as you do more work within yourself. Duality in us is on a spectrum. There's dark and there's light. You think about the balance when you get the perfect light. It can make something like this. It's zenful. It's not too bright. It's not too dark, but it's beautiful. That is when everything's balanced, right? Some of us is so far in the dark, baby, we crashing out every day. And then some of us is so in the light that we're so naive that we don't even check nobody trying to cut us up on our back or stab us in the back. Baby, you got to find your awareness in the middle, and reflective journaling does that. But at the pace that you do it, the compassion and grace that you learn while journaling prepares you for that. So you don't compare and think that everybody got to be on your level of thinking or welcoming and understanding. Because somebody will tell me right now, girl, you should talk to your mama. No. Well, just because you tolerate disrespect for your mama don't mean I got to. We are moving in two different frequency and disrespect tolerance. I'm
Coco,
good.
say your word.
No, that's her mama.
No, no, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Breaking down reflective barriers will have you questioning every system that you were given from a child. Everything, how we talk to ourselves, how we connect to ourselves. If you are a woman right now, you identify as a woman. If you don't know how to soothe yourself without buying something, you don't know how to take care of people without overcompensating yourself. If you don't know how to say no, baby, you got work to do. You are
You got
disconnected from
work to
self.
do.
You got work to do. And just with those three things, I didn't even go further. I just said, if you don't even know how to take care, and if your self-care is in hell with just nails, hair, and my body look good, and I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to go
Yeah.
get surgery, baby, you are in need of some reflective work. Because the idea is that everything that we need is inside of us, but we don't know how to get into it because we were never taught by the women in our family how to get to it. Shit, somebody didn't teach them. Then they didn't teach them. Then that generational curse goes back 7, 8, 10 generations of women in your bloodline, men that don't know how to respect each other. Everything that they could not do, what they inherited: alcoholism, drug abuse, verbal abuse. You name it, if you experience it, if it's in your family, that's the healing that you have to do. But it's work and not knowing how to deal with the shame. Y'all mentioned shamed earlier, right? Somebody said shame is a big contributor to why people don't open up their mouths or go looking for how ways to heal these things, because the shame is just so dark. And
Mm-hmm.
but then the shame governs you how you move too. In your relationship, you feel shame. You're never confident with anything that you do because that shame in the back is still there. It guides you.
Yeah,
You
no,
will never pull
definitely.
out of that.
And that's why I always say my 40s was the best for me
The best.
because
Look, I'm about to get into the 40 club right here in
yeah,
April,
but
baby. The
that was
way,
when I started
woo,
cutting people off, figuring out what I was going to deal with and what I wasn't going to deal with. And I mean, it's same thing. I talk to my mom now, but there were 4
come
or 5
on
years
now.
that I did not. And
Come
I was
on.
just like, I need peace. And this is
Woo.
when I'm at home, it should be my safe space, my peaceful place. And that was just where I was. And I didn't want my children to be harmed. Same. And they were adults at that point, but they had a voice too when a whole bunch of crap went down. And so I was like, no, I gotta protect this for my kids. I know what I went through, and I had a good childhood. But as I become, but it's a good childhood because you were able to do things and you did this and you did that, not realizing the generational BS that was
Foolishness.
happening at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
and so that's
Mm-hmm.
where I adopted my word, fuck them.
That is her word of the year. Fuck
It's
them.
my word because
Listen.
it feels good to me, and I don't let the small stuff does not bother me. I'm like, I cannot die from a heart attack or a stroke. It is what it is.
Right now, ours is I don't care. That's
I
Yeah,
don't
our
care.
I don't
even
care.
the babies walk around. If we tell them, well, we can't go, they be like, you know what, I don't care. And
I don't
they
care.
and they back playing, ready to go. I think that you spoke to me just now, Coco, because that's where I'm at. It's not a hell no from my mom and them, but I just know that I learned my lesson. I think that once I looked at my husband and my kids, my business, just me overall as a person and what I bring to the table, I just feel like I do too much for people for me to be treated like my needs are
Period.
not
Yes.
important. And not even that, just the emotional immaturity that I had to open my eyes to with the whole family as a whole and seeing how it was affecting me, because a lot of us could be such a victim and such a selfish person that we can say, oh, it only happened to me. But if you open your eyes a little bit, baby, everybody in your family is living under this. The golden
Yes.
child is only a no away from being a scapegoat or a black sheep too.
Oh yeah.
Go people like the sister, the cousin that you jealous that you think your mama or whoever your bully is in the family is treating, you be jealous like, damn, they treat them better than me. No, baby, that kid just don't tell them no and do everything and validate them. But
Yep.
let them say no that one time. Guess who's on that list of black sheep? That
Yep.
golden child now.
Mm-hmm.
the
As soon as you
generation,
do it.
yeah, the generational curse isn't just for one person. Now, some families do are maybe a little bit evil than others, where they do isolate one child and make the child the scapegoat for everything.
Mm.
Even in that moment, that lesson is to teach that child or that person in that moment to choose themselves, no matter who it is. It's probably the only way you can get that lesson. But my thing is this: when you have children involved that are the next generation coming up, it is your job as the parent to not let what happened to you happen to your child. And I don't care if you got to read 10, 20 books or go into therapy before you
Yeah.
have those kids end up the way that you did. Reflective journaling helps you to figure out what it is that you need to say to all the past versions of yourself that had to deal with those type of emotional, immature adults, children, friends of the family that you had to deal with while growing up. It teaches
Mhm.
you how to create a love language for yourself, not only for your kids, but also for the children that were in you that were never thought of, that were
Mhm.
abandoned, that were neglected, that was told that, oh, you got it. Oh, I don't worry about you because I know you got it. Baby,
Yeah.
any child that comes into the family has to be worried about. Any boy, girl, I don't care, has to have some attention and emotional maturity. No child, no person should be left behind to figure things out on their own, because it causes a disconnect on the journey that turns us into adults with children mindsets. This is why everybody's screaming. This is why we got that clown in the White House. We're
Mhm.
not paying attention and holding people accountable. Accountability on this journey is going to be the biggest thing that you have to sit with yourself too, because it's like once you get out the house, and I think you can attest to this, Coco and Riri, hear me out real quick. Once you got out of the house and away from the people that help program you to be disconnected from yourself, you notice that while you in the house, that the voice of them still governs you and your whole family. That
Yes.
is the generational curse that follows you through your mind. The way
Yeah.
you didn't take care of yourself, how they taught you not to do anything, you're doing it now with your own family, but you don't live with them. You got low contact with them. You don't speak to them. You're not even in the same state, city as them, but their mindset is what they
Yes.
gave you. And if you're not reading books, you're not talking to people that has a different mindset, you're not reflective journaling, baby, every relationship you get into will reflect the same mindset that you've been trying to escape, but you never escape it because it's always with you. If you don't
Mhm.
center mind, body, and spirit at the same time on the journey in isolation, not alone. I know we don't like the alone. Isolation is different because you choose it. You
You
don't want to be
choose it.
alone.
Yeah.
Choose the
Mhm.
isolation. That's how you walk into your power. You're choosing yourself first through your reflective journaling. This is why we
Yeah.
got people screaming online and crying, because they don't know how to self-soothe from within. They got to go outside and have everybody else sit
With
in the conversation.
everyone else.
I see you, Queen Girl. We here for you. We pray for you. No, boo, get off. Go pray with God by yourself and sit down and
Go
watch.
talk to your
Yeah.
husband.
Yeah. Everybody, you don't want everybody prayers anyway.
Girl, I learned.
Exactly.
I learned. Look, you talking about the platter community ain't so nice, baby. I had to learn that the hard way through relationships. I stopped taking prayer requests
Yes.
7 years ago. If you want to do something for me, support my business, but don't pray for me. None of that, because a lot of the people, when they're praying, they're not actually praying from a place of frequency that I am resonating with.
Yeah.
It's not that I
Yeah.
don't care. It ain't that I don't believe in God. I believe in God. He is my foundation. I just know He told me stop asking people to pray for me. Call on Him.
That's
My
right.
mama
Right.
died when I was 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand. Like, you hear it when you're
Yeah.
young, but it don't matter then, right? You
Mm-hmm.
don't think about that stuff. But I promise you, one of the things that I hear constantly over and over in my head is that reminder: don't let everybody pray for you. You don't know what they're praying for. And I swear to this day, I will only tell somebody I know got me to
I
pray
wish
for me.
I had that.
Pray for me because I can't. And when I can't, all I say is, Lord, you know,
Mhm.
because you know my heart. That's all I got. Lord, you know. That's all I got.
I
That's
hear
all I got,
Mhm.
So I'm with you on that. You talk a lot about spirituality, right?
you.
But you also talk a lot about things that the spiritual community don't necessarily resonate with. And I'm just, being honest, right?
Mhm.
They're afraid of it. They don't like, what you mean 444? What you mean 555? Why she selling stickers like that? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Oh,
So
yeah.
can you tell? I mean, I know, I understand, and I'm sure a lot of people in the realists do. But could you just try and explain to some of those people, like, how the spirituality and the signs from the universe, right? Those reminders that we get through numbers, through, through the moon, through, those other spiritual aspects. Could you tell us about how that kind of goes hand in hand for you and for us, and for those who may not understand and may feel like, oh, that's witchcraft, or oh, that's
Oh
this,
yeah, I
you know
don't
what I'm
play
saying?
that. Oh, I don't play with none of that. Look, I was scared too in the beginning when I left church because of church hurt. Growing up, I was in the
Ooh,
Christian and
church hurt.
Catholic faith from a baby.
What
You
kind of
know,
faith? I'm sorry, I was talking.
Christian and
Okay,
Catholic. I
Christian.
got to
Okay,
see
sorry.
both. I
Mhm.
left both due to church hurt. And it was only because God was presented to me in a way where he was always punishing. And he was being punishable towards me through the eyes and the ears and the mouth of those that's supposed to be family. And even if they weren't family, they were punishing. Man, to have God be such a loving God, he showed to punish a lot through the mouths of our people, don't he? He just a punishing
Mhm.
God. And so
Yes.
what that does is that you start recognizing that God only punishes people when they don't obey and do what they want you to do. So if you're not doing what they want you to do, God is punishing you, or you're not worthy of
Mhm.
God, or any of that. I got tired of watching people that were hypocrites telling me that God don't want me or God don't see me, but God sees them in their hypocrite phase. And so instead of judging them, I said, you know what, God, I think I just need to remove myself from here and allow me to build a relationship, not with a minister in between us, but let me figure out how to talk to you. I had to change my relationship with God and ask God on this path. I know people say with spirituality, you can find a lot of darkness, dark magic. I've seen things, heard things while I was growing up, so I can attest that a lot of stuff that people could be scared of. You got to stay with the light.
Mm-hmm.
You got to stay with the light, because even in the Christian faith, the Catholic faith, there is light there with God, but you got to watch who's talking and how they're using God. The way that we use God is to put people back in places that we want them subservient to us, not necessarily the word of God. But if you listen to people, when people say things like, you got to be married before you fornicate. Well, a child who is not being told what sex is don't know that they're fornicating. So therefore, when they do it, they don't know that marriage is a part of that. It was almost like we had to know what sex is straight out the womb. No, we
Yeah.
don't. If I don't have nobody teaching me, how I know this is even fornication? But
And
nobody
these old folk don't want to tell you.
ain't nobody want to tell. So does that mean all of us going to hell now because you don't know how to talk and use your mouth because you ashamed of? This is why,
Shame.
right? And so with the light, with the dark, I say this: as long as God is in it, don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Just have the. You don't need rocks. You don't need the candles. You don't need a lot of things. All you need is just your honest heart and God with yourself. And God is going to show you through synchronicities, through songs. He'll say something that you just thought of, and you'll be like, man, I just thought about that. That's synchronicity with God. He's
Mhm.
reaffirming that he's here with you. But we're so scared to even listen to the voice that's choosing us, because those that raised us didn't teach us how to choose ourselves. So when God is trying to talk to us and use birds, use the sky, use rain to help cleanse and start anew, all these things is part of the circle of life. But because they didn't teach us that, and only to fear God and to be disconnected from ourselves, if we're not connected to ourselves, we can't hear God. We can't
Yeah.
hear his synchronicities. We can't see it because we're disconnected from everything, because everything is scary to us. So you got to allow yourself to sit still with God and allow him to show you what it is that he wants you to use. He may want you to use the Bible, but don't use everybody else's comprehension level. How about you use yours?
Read it for yourself.
Right.
Question it. The person that's telling you not to question it, question them.
Yeah.
Like, why can't I ask my father, the God who is all knowing? He know, if he's all knowing, he know I'm about to ask. He know what kind of child he made.
He
I got you.
know.
You gotta talk to me a little bit more. You know I'm hard of hearing, Lord. What this mean?
Tell me, show me. I
He
need you to
made me.
tell me.
He made me. He knows me. Look at everything down here as a tool to use to help protect you from the things that you cannot see. But the minute that somebody tells you that what you're doing is witchcraft or anything like that, stay away from that stuff. If it's dark, if it's not like God himself showing it to you, stay away. People got testimonies every day. Man, I need $20. God, I'm broke. I don't have nothing, but I don't have nobody to call on. Then all of a sudden you find $20 on the floor. Man, ain't that God?
Yeah.
Ain't
Yeah,
that
and that's
God?
exactly what people say. Look at God.
Look at God.
Look at
At
God.
God. You know, that's how God speaks to you. But people would say, girl, that's $20. Give it to me. No, it's
Yeah.
God said that to me. No, he didn't. And now somebody's telling you because they want the 20. They're selfish. They're telling you God didn't give that to you. But you know it was for you because you asked for $20 yesterday and it showed up. But if
Mhm.
you don't
Or
have no boundaries, the person that saw the $20 and telling you to give it to them, you better
Yeah,
ask
you
yourself
gonna
why you got that person around you that won't take the
yeah.
$20 from you.
that don't want to bask in your blessing with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just want
Yeah.
it.
Um, yeah.
We worrying about the wrong things. I ain't worried about no witchcraft and none of that stuff because I stay protected all day, every day.
Period.
And I wear my gems that God told me to wear because it gives something, it give a little something with his blessing. But you are not going to tell me that I'm going to continue to pour into people that is sucking me dry out of my energy. Every day, what I give is not enough. Every day when I talk to them, they talking down to me. Every day in my relationship, I don't feel love. But you want me to continue to bless that. We got things happening in the churches right now because we got the wrong people in there. Church is always a great thing, but it's the people that we got to look at that found a way to use the word because you don't question, but they figured out how to use the word to keep you in a place of servitude to them. I don't know what it is, but when I saw that Marvin Sapp thing, I looked
Oh,
and I said, Dior on, got record deals, got all of that, but still in here holding up people for 40K. You know, easily you could have did a show, had people pay the ticket, and they could have got that 40 plus more.
I
But you got
was
to
yeah.
just
take it from
about to
people that
ask you, like, you know, our hashtag is messy, not malicious.
you
So
saw
you
I
know,
went
I want
there.
to know, like, what would you like me in?
They
Yeah.
can't
You
Coco,
hold
know.
you. They
Coco
can't hold
put a
you.
meme up that said, Mark safe from being held hostage by Marvin Sapp.
Yes, because I was like, this is crazy. And but the thing about that is people believe in the man and they will march themselves right back in there next week to be held hostage again.
But
And
you
that's the
worried.
thing that blows my mind with people in
But
church.
they
They're not,
worried about witchcraft, though. The
yeah,
witchcrafting is already at the inside the church.
yes,
Listen, we're
Man,
breaking his body and we're drinking his blood. I know it is monumental, right? Like, I mean, not monumental, but like
it's a
sentimental
metaphor.
yeah,
symbolism, you know, metaphorically. I get all that. But like, if you thinking about it like that, that's a little creepy sometimes if you think about it too long, too hard.
Look, everybody is entitled to do whatever they want to do, how they want to do it. If that's what
Mm-hmm.
you do, I've been there, I've done that. But I know after I did this, the sacrament with everybody, I was still told that I wasn't worthy enough to even talk or say his name. If I'm doing all these things and I still can't touch the garment of God,
Ooh,
I'm just at this point, I don't need to be here because I done already felt from the time I was born up until this moment that I'm not worthy. So now God don't want me to. I might as well go off and go do all the things that y'all say I shouldn't do. But
yeah,
instead of not that route, I said, man, I'd rather go within and I'd rather just sit still in isolation with God. God, talk to me. God, show me who you are. Lead me with the
mm-hmm.
people that I'm supposed to be around. Show me what words do I need to get to my sisters them so we can all get closer to you. Now, I may not go to church, but you will swear I go to church every day because I do. I sit still and I go within and I talk to God. Right now, I don't trust nobody outside this house because at the simple fact, look at what everybody's doing. Look at what everybody is worshiping. Look at what everybody's talking about, paying attention to. People are praising things now, doing a
Mm-hmm.
lot of stuff, but yet saying they're going to church and using the Bible. I would rather sit still with my journal, put God's name at the top, and start talking to God.
Like
And
Sealy. Okay? Sealy
like,
taught us that long time ago. Sealy said, Dear God. Sealy said it. And when I was
yeah. You
young,
don't need, yeah,
that's
you don't
how
need to run up into the church house every week because you got
and I'm
more.
not even going to bash nobody because we still need the church. We have to teach from a place of comprehension, and we have to teach from a place of God said we're all his children. And I really do believe that. I believe every person is. God has a way of talking to everybody in his own way, but it's when we're ready to listen and we tune into the frequency where he's talking, then we can hear him. Like I said, some people can hear his voice in the music confirming them. Some people can see him in
Yes.
the trees. Some people can see him in their dreams. Some people can hear him in a moment where they're about to crash out and God said, don't worry about it. I got it. And they will stop being read and they'll walk away. And those are the ones we call cowards. Those are the ones we call, oh, you ain't about that life. We have to pay attention to the way God is talking to each and every one of us in his own love language to communicate to us, because none of us have the same love language.
And he
One
knows
way
how
how
to
you
reach
can.
us.
That's the synchronicity. And I always will go back to that. My strongest thing that I ever did on my journey, besides picking up my journal, was saying, God, I'm not abandoning you, but I can't do this in the church because they're keeping me from you. How do me and you sit in communion every day? And he started rolling out everything and showed me everything.
One of the things that they talk a lot about in AA is, and a lot of people turn away from AA because they say God a lot, but what
Yeah.
people forget is it's God of your own understanding, God of your own choosing. If your God is the trees and it's nature, then let that be your God. Let that be your guiding light. Let that be your higher power. If your God is today this computer, whatever it is that's gonna get you to another day of not drinking, rely on that. You know what I'm saying? So I find it really interesting because when it came down to like steps 2 and 3, like the first step is like admit you have a problem, and then the third step is like turn all your wares over to God
Oh,
and
that's
know
in the
that you
program.
can. Yeah, that's like 12-step program, and it's in Overeaters Anonymous, it's in Porn Anonymous, it's in all of them have like admit you have a problem, admit that you are powerless over whatever this addiction is, and turn it over to whoever your God is, right?
Can I go deep with you on that? Because
Yeah,
this is my first time
absolutely.
hearing that. I don't know anybody that's ever did those programs, but I could tell you right now, just based on what you said, I could see in between the line. They put it in there and they tell people that because we just want to get you to the other side where you can finally hear and see God. And if you really know how God moves and how he shows favor to each and every one of us, no matter how far we've fallen from him,
Yep.
he don't care if they use a bug and that's who you talking to and you
Yep.
think God is in that, because God knows when you get through that bug and you recognize where I really am, you will find me. This bug is connected to me anyway. So follow this trail right here, right? That's why you said it could be anything, what it is that you, if it's the tree, if it's the moon, if it's the stars, if it's this person that came into your life that showed you
Yep.
kindness for once. That person or whatever it is a connection to getting to me. And I feel like that is probably what it is, what they're saying. It's
It
not
is.
idolizing. It isn't idolizing the actual object or the thing. It's
Yeah.
Nope.
getting you out of the place where we can lose you. And God can't use you down here no more if you go back home.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And it says like turn it over and know that
Yeah,
you are
I
powerless and turn it
love
over. But then by the time you get to step, I think it's step 11,
that.
it is you will have a profound spiritual revelation.
Oh,
It don't say how. It don't say when.
I'm
But
glad.
you get what I'm saying? By the
I'm
time you get to
glad.
step 11, you're going to have a profound spiritual revelation. It might be 11. I think it's 10 or 11. One of the two. But you're going to get there. And then the 12th step is to take it to another alcoholic or another person with that addiction. So you go through all the steps. When you get to step 4, you figure out all the shit you pissed off about. You get to step 5, you confess it to somebody and you work through it. You get to step 6 and you apologize to other people. You know what I'm saying? Like you go through it step by
Wow.
step, but it's all drawing you near, drawing you closer,
Wow.
letting you build that relationship through time. You have to build it to whomever or whatever your God may be, the God of your choosing. So I just really I remember talking about it with someone when you first released the numbers.
Oh, the angel numbers that
The
I read.
angel number. I
Uh-huh.
remember having this conversation and they was like, that's witchcraft. And I was just like, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't trying to be funny or be rude to you
Girl,
by bringing it up, but
I
you know,
I done heard it all. I done lost a lot of jewels because of that. And I will tell you, I'm gonna still keep moving forward because the way God
Oh,
showed
wow.
up. I didn't believe in talking against my parents. I didn't believe in like leaving the people that say they love you but can't show up mature emotionally. So you think we sit down all day in family structures and relationship where we're disrespected, but they God, I love you, but they, talk you down. They put doubt and fear in you. And when God finally starts talking to you and showing you things that don't look like that, and you start going that way, of course, people will say that's witchcraft, because it takes you away from the things that we are familiarized with, that we've been programmed to sit still with and make normal. There are people in relationships that, well, my mama gave birth to me and I don't care if she kicked me down the stairs.
Yeah.
Baby, let me tell you a story real quick that helped change my perspective on respect. And if we don't heal in the way that we need to, baby, you're gonna really be calling on God, and you're gonna pray and hope that God show up at your door, because what is in the dark does come in the light. So real quick, with reflection, with journaling, as young women, young girls, we start learning how to carry a lot of things very early. And if it's a mother or a father or anybody that's done us wrong and they're older and they're supposed to be responsible for us, when the roles reverse, when I'm older and I got you, guess what I'm doing to you that you taught me to do? If you taught me to cuss you out when you need something, if you taught me how to beat and kick and bite you and spit at you and disrespect you or leave you neglected, that's what you did to me as a child. Guess what I'm gonna do to you when you're an elder? And I've seen that very thing played out in my life too many times, where I've seen children become the adults with parents that are dependent on them. And we be like, as Black folks, oh, we ain't sending our people to hospice, baby. Hospice is full with our parents, because we don't even have the time now to even care to get karma to deal with, let me do what you did to me. I'm gonna just let you sit in this hospice. I won't visit. I won't even bother, because I want to keep my kids, my sanity, and I want to be out of jail. We are starting to
Hello, we too
we are
cute. We
look,
too cute.
pay attention. We are in a big movement right now of people not reflecting and healing from their past trauma with parents and adult relatives. When they start getting older, and if they're still abusive in that way, they become elders that can't do for themselves. They get meaner, they get madder. But somebody, because of the dedication just to a fault, because this church is God, this is what I'm supposed to do. You find your later years having to still be in servitude to a parent that never cared or respected you to begin with. It was always about the relationship of how the parent wanted you to be there for them, in energy, in everything that you do. You're taking care of me. I don't never have to pour into you, but church helped me to convince you to stay here, because you must honor your mother and father. You gotta listen to the word. We let people who comprehend the word in their own way to manipulate us, trick us into thinking of, oh, this for God, so I gotta honor her, even though she whooping my ass every day. She don't respect me. She done put credit cards in my name. She done beat me. She done slept with my man. Like, and I'm still here. And we seeing this stuff play out more and more on TV. And we still sitting here. Well, I'm gonna respect my mama to the end. Who gave you that?
Yeah.
Who gave you that? And so we have to be able to question everything in order to live a life of peace. God never put us down here to punish like this. God never put us down here to overwork like this. God never put us and told us that if you come with your nails and your hair done, when you die, you come up there, you better have your nails and your hair done. God didn't do that. God said, come as you are. But then everybody telling you, well, you can't come to my birthday party if you dress like this. What happened to come as you are?
Yeah, I'm coming to support you. What difference does it make?
Look, you said I was dressed up earlier. I feel like I'm dressed down. I wanted to come comfortable. I don't feel like I have to come and be something that I'm not. I don't have on
I'm
full
so
face
glad.
Good. I'm
makeup.
glad you feel that way.
I did not come full glam, but I will tell you what I can't go without: my earrings, my little lip gloss, and my bracelets that have consistency, and just reminders of that. I still like to be a girly girl, even after a
Yes.
rough life. But to
Mhm.
say all that, when you think about things that people have to do in order to get to God, let them, because we seeing what happens when we don't let other people even know God exists. They shooting up the place.
Oh,
They
yeah.
robbing, they killing. The road rage is high. We are just in a very toxic place that, damn, at the end of the day, even if you ain't in church, your faith will start being tested with questioning and going back, you know what, let me have a relationship with straight God. Because the person them that's telling me and leading me with their God, it's just way too much hypocrisy. We're not loving our women as we should. We're not loving and pouring into our men as they should. We're not doing the things as we should, because some way, somehow, we have to control somebody to give us something.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I be cussing and stuff, one of the things that get me through, like when I get with people, not get with them like that, but like when I have friends and stuff and they do something, I go through that First Corinthians, and they talk about that love is, right?
Yeah.
Love is patient. Love is kind. Love keeps no record of wrongdoing. Love does not boast. Love does not. And I think about that. And I have said to a friend, like, hey, I know we joke a lot, but that's not how I receive love. And what I need from you is, I need you to go through this and tell me, like, these are the things that I need from you. And if you can't give me that, I need a break. Because I love myself and I love you and I don't want to stop loving you, but I need you to love me the way that I receive love. I'm sensitive, but not too sensitive. You know what I'm saying? But I have feelings. And now that I've gone through therapy, now that I'm not drinking to mask, the hurt, the pain, all that stuff, I have to be honest and say, this doesn't feel good to me. I need something else from you. And a friend who loves you,
yes,
will give that to you. A person, a family member, anybody who loves you will honor that, will respect that, and will give you what you need if they can. And if they can't, they will try, right? They'll put in the effort to like learn. Ray on here, she'll say, hey, I'm not happy today. I don't need your jokes. And I'll go, okay, cool. No more jokes today. But that's, because that's my personality. But she knows me well enough to know this is not what I need. Can I just have the calm version of you today? And I go, bet. I love you, boo. I got you. You know what I'm saying? So I think one of the other questions I wanted to talk to you about was like intuition, right?
Oh,
we are taught to, a lot of times, to suppress our intuition as women, right? As women. And a lot of times that's why people pick the bear. You want the bear or the man, right? Like, but we have to trust our intuition. So how does intuition like play into your journaling process or your creative process and all of that good stuff?
Well, that's a good question. And real quick, y'all got me out here with the spiritual stuff. Now these girls really ain't go by now.
Oh. Baby, the realist be supporting. You don't have to worry about it.
No, I'm just teasing. Oh, girl, I don't give two shits. I have reached a place of no return.
That's right.
No fucks.
I love you, Ray.
I stand for you. Welcome.
Man, look, 40 about to meet me like stilettos energy. Okay, like baby, the way I'm stepping into my
them stilettos. Oh, I loved when you did that. I need them. I need to buy them. I need to get them.
Intuition. I've had strong intuition since I was a kid. I would get information downloaded. Part of my upbringing was when I would see things with my mother, she would be the one to stop seeing it, stop believing, stop whatever you're doing or how you know that, stop. So it started beating me down to not tap into it, because what it did, it would allow me to speak and tell her that what she was doing or where we were going or what was happening didn't feel good or was going to be good for us. And when it would happen, we would have to deal with the backlash of that. And it didn't take for me, I want to say once I got out the house around 23, when I left home, I could start feeling things again and it would start working, but I didn't know how to trust it. She had took so much of my connection to my intuition away from me that it left me with a void where I didn't even know how to trust anybody or anyone that I came in contact with, because I didn't know how to tap into it anymore. I felt like every time I had tapped into it as a kid, I got punished for it. So it disconnected me. And I had to do the work. I had to sit down with my intuition and I had to learn what that voice felt like. And I had to trust God when he would tell me, like, look, I'm going to give you this again. I'm going to give you this again. I need you to tap in, touch this, see this, hear this. And as I would do it with little practice runs, it would be more so like, man, God, thank you. I did that. Oh, I knew that. So knowing now, back connected through journaling, through my relationship with my husband and my kids, and just the community as a whole with my art, because a lot of my intuition would come where I would get downloads of something that I went through, and then I would find ways to put it in my journaling and stickers and things like that. And when it would sell out, that was God's way of saying, I told you. And I'll be sitting up here like, God, thank you. I appreciate this because the reward wasn't the money. The reward was trusting when God speak to me. That's my intuition. Like, trust yourself. So I use it a lot in my business. And shoot, even more now with the workshop we're doing, we're write it, love it, live it, because the workshop came from me also holding myself accountable now in this new place. I don't feel as inspired anymore to do 2, 3 sales a month. If you look, I barely do as a lot of special releases now. Like I said, I don't care. I have reached a
I
place
love
in
you.
my life where I'm comfortable with money, where I don't need to raise the
Hello.
prices on the jewels. I'm very comfortable that I don't need 2, 3 releases with the jewels. But I also know where God is leading me now. And he's like, okay, you done did enough creating and pushing out a lot of art. And you get tired of that too, pushing out a lot of arts like that back to back. The burnout that comes with that is
Mhm.
crazy. So God is telling me to move. And that's where my intuition is now with the shop, listening to, like, if I'm telling him I want to be a soft girl and I want to know what it's like to pour into myself, he's like, well, you better stop pouring out all these damn stickers and bundles. You one bundle at a time, my queen, now. And I will make sure that you eat from this like the way you ate with 2, 3 bundle releases. Catch that. Catch that.
Mhm.
He Once you start figuring out to listen to yourself and knowing what it is you need, and you're obeying what it is you're asking God to do, and he's giving you opportunity to do it, use your discernment to tap into that and just be consistent and be content with the fact that you asked for this. Remember, you said you asked for freedom, right? But it came in the form of this program, right? But you didn't have
Uh-huh.
to go inside behind the bar. We want things to look exactly the way we see it in our heads when we
Mhm.
think about it, don't we? How dare us to think that when we ask God to get us out of something we put ourselves into, now we want to tell him how we want it
How
to
we
How to
look.
do
supposed
it?
to do
Yeah.
it. Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm-mm.
you know how many times God looked at me and said, now, ma'am, you asking me for this and this. How is this what you about to do going to help you get that when you don't even know how to tell people no? You don't even know how to talk and ask for respect. You still in relationships that you're overpouring into and you don't even know it. So how can I give you this? That
Mhm.
intuition helps to ground you, and it helps you to make sure your discernment is on point too, because what are you seeing? What are you feeling? What are you hearing? You know?
Yeah.
And when things happen and it don't look like what it is, how you act when you get it too. Because God taking note on all of that. How are you acting when you get what it is you asked for, but it didn't show up the way you wanted it to?
And how do you
Yeah.
act when you get a no? Right?
Woo!
How you
Yeah.
act when you get a no?
I used to cry.
Like, please don't tell me no, Lord. Please.
I used to
Oh,
be
y'all got
crying. I used to be a victim, like nothing never goes right. Nobody loved me. I do all this work. You were giving me, and God, like, you could tell everybody no. This why I ain't giving you
Yeah.
nothing.
Yep.
Because what I give you, you gonna end up giving it to all the people that don't deserve it and never
Just,
work for it. You
yeah.
ask for this and you gonna give it away to people because you don't have no boundaries. I was like, what?
Yes. You have to have those boundaries. But girl, now you stepping in the 40, you're gonna have boundaries everywhere. People are gonna be like, oh my
Oh,
God, what's going on with her?
it's been over a year and almost a little bit over a year. It's been 15 months of boundaries enforced, baby. Ain't
That's
nobody
good though.
around.
There's no better feeling.
I
There's
don't even
no
have
better
a real
feeling.
PR squad no more. I don't have an assistant. Everything I'm doing right now is by myself, and I did it on purpose like that. I had to get myself in order. I love everybody that I used to be in contact with. I pray that everybody is on their journey and doing their thing. But remember, I said that people are a mirror to your mindset and where you are. And if I'm coming from a place where I did the work where I found out that I'm a nurturer by default, that means that everybody around me, I'm a nurture before I nurture myself.
One
Yes.
of
Yeah.
the way that I found your shop was actually through Scrapcraftastic.
I love
Um,
her. We
I,
still have a code for her in my shop. I love her. She is
listen, I know, and I still
woo,
use. If I go, I'ma still use it every single time.
she is amazing, isn't she?
Yes.
I don't know
So
how she
creative.
does that. And then she is so good with balancing all the shop sisters. And I'm like, ma'am, what does your to-do list look like daily?
Listen, how do you do it? But I had just been coming through. Sorry,
No, you're good.
um, but I had been coming out of a certain type of shop, right?
Okay.
And when I saw her, she was showing an order from you,
Mhm.
and she did not convince me to buy it. She literally just showed the dolls. And when she liked it, she said something like what she liked about it, but she was not like, "Ooh, you got that hair, this, don't you need this because blah 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 blah."
Oh.
She was just showing the doll, and it was really nice. And I was like, I really love how you wasn't trying to convince me that this doll is cute, because the other place that I was shopping with, they was really trying to convince you of these strong faced dolls that this is cute, and they not. It's not like the outfit may be cute, but the doll ain't. But they were like really like hyping it and pushing it and pushing it, and it just started to feel overwhelming. And so then when I came across her channel and she showed your stuff, I was like, let me go check that out.
I'm gonna just say this because my awareness, y'all some really messy asses right now. Because I'm like, what's going on? Where are we going with this? Who
Just
got
We all messy. We not malicious.
we are malicious, but we messy.
Look, I'm gonna be real honest with you. I'm so isolated that on purpose, I don't see nobody shop. I don't see anything unless it pops up in my feed organically because I'm in isolation to really keep my mind in order. So I don't know who shops y'all talking about, but I will say no, I will say this when it comes to me. When I had my first two PR squads, it was a lot of headache, a lot of work. And to be honest with you, even though I have my own lane and I have my own voice and my own passion and drive to create things, a lot of the ways that business was conducted to sell to you guys, of course, I didn't know no better. We were all learning shit. A lot of us kind of just rolled over one day and said, you know, I know how to make black dolls. Let me sell it. So we're all mimicking each other's practices. I got so tired of that fake stuff because I'm just like, you know what, for me, what I recognize too is that a lot of the PR girls had lives too. And as much as they wanted to sell dolls and be a part of people's squads because they want to be included or just be part of the in crowd, because I know it's a whole culture too that I had to pull myself out of because it become gangs and this. And I'm gonna tell you like this: I don't want my shop me associated with no BS in this community because if I'm selling stickers about my story to help women get closer to God and to get closer to themselves and to be their best selves, why would I want anybody near me that promotes a energy of mean-spirited girls, mean type of competition? We the best and y'all some losers, baby. I can't tell women to lift your head up and we riding as sisters, but yet I'm walking and talking and breathing a different type of energy that says the opposite. That shit pisses me off, and I don't want nothing in me associated with that. So when I have women showing my stuff, show it because you want to use it. When I send stuff to people, use the stuff that speaks to you, because I know everything I make, not every doll is going to be likable. Not everything's going to be a color palette or your flow, but whatever speak to you, you use that. And I think that's the energy that Rochelle gives off. That's the energy that Jen gives off. If anybody else in the community that's a jewel that's using my stuff and they use it, I feel really good because that means that something about that sticker sheet spoke to you because I didn't coerce you to go up there to say anything to anybody and to hype it up so we could get sales. At this point, if I could have it my way like it originally was when the algorithm and all this lock and jail, it wasn't at the forefront. Word of mouth is what kept my business afloat. My work ethic, how I talk to you through customer service, how I show up to replace an order without a hassle and thinking you a crook. All these things helped me to get my shop where it is today. And it is going to be the reason why my shop still stays. That's how God told me to run my shop.
Yes.
I don't care about all that philanthropy. Oh, girl, look at the doll and the doll. I don't give a shit no more. I don't care.
You don't have to sell excellence.
I don't.
You don't have to sell excellence.
How can we be so hard on ourselves like this with this separation? And we already the least percentage in this whole community that don't get the same shine as everybody else openly. Like we are already struggling as a community in this place. And we're still doing the separation of shop owners. And again, this is a testament to how we were raised. If we got mean girls, mean people in our families, if our mamas is the mean girls to us, Guess how we show up with the women that's in our communities that God gave us? We start treating them with that mean energy, and those girls don't even know that they're being spoken to. I watch women use spirituality and God to sell retreats. I don't know how Alexa Sky was able to do that, but I saw through that. Like, damn, girl, you about to come in here and take a lot of these hard-earned women that do the work's money because people think you a celebrity and you really doing something from where you came from.
Scammer.
And then scam. Talk about she did it for a man. The reason why those buyers didn't know it was a scam was because those are the way her mama, they sisters, they aunties, they best friends talk to them. So if everybody is a reflection to how you talk or what you've been given, how do they know that this is even not okay? Yeah. So when you see my shop out here and people advertising my stuff, by God, they showing it and they're using it because it spoke to them, not because I got in their DM and said, can you do this for me? And I need you to hype this up. If it don't sell, it don't sell.
It is what it is.
You don't care.
Yeah, I don't.
I love
it. How long I've been in this business? Do you know how many dolls I done made? Do you know how many shop sisters I had to give up on over dolls? Do you know how many people I had to cuss out on my own just to keep my sanity? Like I said, I do a lot of cussing in this damn journal.
Okay. It's thick for a reason. Look,
if I'm by myself and I'm moving by myself, it's because I done got burned way too many times behind the scenes. I done heard everybody drama. I don't know. I have a lot of people's secrets, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't care. Because when it comes down, look, it's a couple things that I started noticing with Queen's Court.
Oh, I loved Queen's Court.
I had like an epiphany came to me during one of my lives, and it broke me down, and I just started saying I love me in this chant, and all these women start saying it, and we just start crying, and I was just like, how the fuck am I scared of women in all hobbies that I've been in that can't even look themselves in the mirror and tell themselves unconditionally they love themselves?
Period.
Mm-hmm. How the fuck am I supposed to be scared of who making more money than me and think they money is better than me, or they got one up on me because they took somebody from me, or people talking about me, but you don't even know how to sit down and really tell you the darkest part of yourself that you love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I did? Instead of getting on lives and airing out everybody, because baby, I wanted to. But I remember one thing that my husband told me when I got in this shit, because I've known my husband since I was 14. This man told me, he said, if you get in this community and you even crash the fuck out for any of these girls or anything up here, all of this is done, because I will not lose my wife to none of this shit. When I said I got something to work for and keep my ass in check, oh yeah.
Hello.
I got something good at home, baby. You ain't about to fuck up what I got, okay?
Yeah. Look, the way that man loved me was enough for me to say, okay, I will cuss him out in my planner, though, in my journal.
In my journal. Just fuck.
That's right. I don't blame you.
Cuss you out, and I will have a good night's sleep. Because I'm going to tell you, being in this business, rain, sleet, or shine, baby, I have not lost not a drop of sleep of anybody that I've lost in my life. I have not lost any sleep. I sleep good. My nickname is Sleeping Beauty. It's for a reason. I could just sit down right now, and if y'all just wanted to talk, I could fall asleep right here. That is how good that I know myself. You cannot take my Z's away. I've earned that.
That's right. Yes, you have.
I've earned my sleep. But I also think that, when it comes to where we at right now, in reflection mode, what I noticed when I got rid of my PR squad was that I had them around to validate me. Where I couldn't validate myself, my PR squad was like a extra validation. So for me to be able to validate myself, I had to get rid of the PR squad. Number two, I got rid of my assistant because I needed to know what it's like to be organized. I need to know what it's like to be on my shit. I need to know what it's like to be accountable. I need to know what it's like to trust the vision that God gave me from the beginning to the end. Because now if you got everybody around you, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, because they want to be part of the in crowd. Yes, ma'am, because they don't want to Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The shit is ugly, but they yes in a way because they don't want to say nothing to make you mad. I had to get rid of all of that because I
Yeah.
needed to sit in isolation with God for whatever it is that He's preparing me for because I need to be solid. I don't need not even one woman to walk into a conference room full of 3, 4, 500 women. I could walk into that room by myself. I don't need to sit at anybody's table because I know what God got for me ain't a table. It is the world that He got for me. And I want to
Ooh,
be connected to every
ooh.
tree, every person that God gave me because I know what it's like to be alone. I know what it feels like to be not chosen. I know what it feels like to not have my hair be the straightest. I know what it feels like to be not light enough. I know every single thing that made me feel alone. I know God gave it to me. So I know that I don't want to create anything that separates me from people. Because how dare us separate people? And we doing it with dolls,
With some
paper,
Yes.
fucking stickers and paper,
washi
child.
Stickers
tape.
and paper. Supposed to be fun, relaxing.
Man, we came here with journaling and planning because we were tired of the family and friends we got that was telling us we weren't giving enough or we weren't good enough.
Uh-huh.
Only to come into the community and find clicks of birds of a feather, and now we clucking away. Man,
Mhm.
get me out of here.
Get me out of here.
Yeah.
And you got to make a choice because I almost left several times. And I
Yeah.
almost left when I went no contact with my mom and let go of a lot of people because I could not believe how much disrespect and how much of myself I didn't trust when my eyes got open a little bit wider. I said, God, if I'm going to be here still, I need you to show me that me and you and my ancestors, we can do this.
What you say on that
Yeah.
sticker? My ancestors keep dripping on me. This is
Hell
making my
no.
Man,
ancestors. This pissing my ancestors off. I love them. I got them 4, 5, 12 times, and I just stick them on a spread and be like, all right, here we go, here we go. Sometimes you just need a good quote, you
oh
know.
my God. I'm man, when I'm telling you, I'm so confident in my shop. I'm so confident in my skills. I'm so confident with my rollouts. I'm so confident with who I am and what I built myself up to be with God in isolation because it is scary right now watching a lot of validation from the outside from a lot of women right now. But it's also a beautiful thing to hear a lot of women saying, I'm offline. I'm doing the work. So there's that spectrum I talk about. It comes back. Remember, we got the darkness, then we got the light, you got the extremeness of both, but then you come in the middle with the balance. So many of us got the message intuitively. We got it, the discernment. We're reading the room. We're figuring out that, you know what, I got to go sit down. I got some things I got to attend to. I got some things that I want to talk about. And even if it's not in journaling, let me talk in this tape recorder. Let me go to therapy. You know what? Let me sit down with my mom and build. And we're taking the steps necessary to do so. I just hate the fact that we're waiting to 40 to do it. I guess that's the best number. But some of us, because we're doing the work at 40 and got young girls and young boys coming up to be men and women, baby, my babies, when they get to 18 years old, Isis won't have a problem with using her throat chakra. Ella won't have a problem letting somebody know that she's content with how her art look at 15 years old. She'll be able to say that because she's saying that at 10 right now.
Cause
Her what?
you been that girl. What Plies say? You been that girl since you was a little bitty baby.
Let me tell
He
you
cracked me
something.
up.
When you do the self-reflection and you know what it is that people try to take away from you because it's scary to be independent and confident in that word, you know how to give your kids the tools so that they won't have to struggle the way you do. When I tell you that my kids are emotionally mature and inclined, they more emotional than the adults. They can tell when people lying. They know how to speak through their emotions. They know how to do breath work and breathe when they don't know how to think straight. Baby, they are a lot better than some of these adults. And I'll bet every day offline to do the work before I get online and sell my soul for a couple dollars. You out your damn mind. You out your
No, that's
damn mind.
yeah. Some of these people
Yeah.
we know way too much about.
Girl, too much. Get me out. Take me out the group chat.
Yes,
Take me out
please.
the group chat. Take me out the group chat. This has been, when I say phenomenal, this has been phenomenal. Um,
This was.
I don't
Yes,
even
it has been.
she's preached, y'all.
Yes, she
Somebody
has.
said earlier, one of the ways that you can go and sow a seed for this service that we done had today, and we gonna pass the plate. We gonna say that you can go over to
And I'm gonna tell
IsisEllaJewels.com.
y'all right now, ain't nobody holding no doors to lock y'all in.
I ain't gonna lock you in, baby.
Oh
I
my
ain't gonna lock
God.
you in.
We ain't gonna
But you
lock you in
can,
to throw a seat of $20.
yeah, you can go to IsisEllaJewels.com. Make sure that you use code
I
Rochelle.
just
I think it's Rochelle10, right?
Yes. Yes.
Use code Rochelle10. Put in the notes that you came from Real Talk, Real Plans. And if you want to bless
Please
us,
do, because if you guys do, hold on, I'm sorry. If you do that and you put that in the note, I'm gonna give you guys some extra because I have not done a podcast in so long. But this was top tier. Oh, I've done quite a few in the past, and I'm gonna tell you, Riri, like this is the first podcast I actually felt like I showed up as me. I was
I'm
a little
so
bit
glad.
more open. Y'all
That's
allow
who
me
we
to feel safe to talk about my no contact and just spirituality and witchcraft and all that shit and just being open and speaking. Like this probably was this has helped cemented me a little bit more that this is the community I want to continue to be in, continue to make art for, continue to thrive, and continue to be a sister to every woman I come in contact. Because y'all spirit is on freaking fire. I love it.
Well, good. Thank you so much.
That is so awesome. And if you guys, want to, we don't talk about it often enough, I'm sure, but after you go buy something from her, whatever change you got left over, you can go buy us a coffee. The link is in our bio.
Girl.
Listen, we don't talk about it a lot. We don't ask a lot, but so many people were fed. So many people loved it. So I want them to go support Isis Ella Jewel. Use code Rochelle10 and then go buy us a coffee.
Man,
It's only $5. You can
if
do
you ever come to
$10.
LA,
You
I
can
got
do
a
whatever.
coffee spot for you. You ever come to LA, let me know. Hit me up. I got this Hilltop Issa Rae spot. That's where I go every morning. If you look in my stores, I'll show you my Hilltop. Girl, I will drive, okay, to get this cup of coffee. It is my regiment. That's how good it is. And girl, it's black on. It's fire. It's a vibe. God, I love it. I got to take y'all when y'all come visit.
Okay. My wife is
don't threaten me with a good time. I'll be there.
Come on.
My wife lived in LA for too long, and I have been telling her, take me to California. Take me.
Well, when you step foot off LAX, I'm down the street, girl. We will meet up at that coffee shop and we will talk probably even more reckless than this.
Good. I love that. Y'all, I can't believe we did it. We did it, and I did not have a panic attack. I didn't make it. Erica came and she showed out. Coco came and she blessed me with my hair, y'all. Look at this. Real hair. I ain't bald head, small head, y'all. It's in there. I just be hiding it. So I mean, I guess that's it. That's all. I don't know what else to say. Thank you so much, Eve, for coming.
Thank you so much for coming.
Y'all, can I plug myself real quick? I know y'all
please,
but y'all, I've just did my workshop. Write it, love it, live it. It was a success today. We're already getting people asking how they can join for the next one. Please look out for my newsletter. If you are not part of my newsletter rollout email master list, go sign up. The workshop is beautiful already. It's a beautiful thing. You get to get information as well on when my sales are. And please, whatever seeds that you sow to me, know that it goes back to a creative, goes back to my 3 beautiful babies. And it allows me to be my best self and continue to self-reflect through my art. So any support, even if you can't buy, like I said, I built my business off word of mouth. Tell somebody about me. www.IsisEllaJewels.com. Thank you.
And if you send whatever info you have, if you send it to me, I'll share. I always do. I try to share everything that I see from, the people I fuck with heavy. So I got your back.
Thank you.
Listen, it'll be the thing. Y'all, if you are here and you are not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I mean, it's free. It's free. And we fuck with you.
And we have 301.
Look at God. Look at God. Woo! Y'all better go tell more people that it's popping over here. Riri and Coco got something beautiful here. And may y'all continue to grow, man. I subscribe, so I look forward to seeing all the new acts and new guests that you guys have up here because this was
Thank
nice.
you.
Well, thank you so much.
We're doing something on like just meeting the planner community. So not like shop owners, not just regular planner babes. And we get on here and we're gonna talk some mess. So I just love it. So y'all, if I get in your if I get in y'all inbox, y'all already know.
Y'all got me over here sweating under the beds because when y'all start talking about strong doll face, I'm like, what's going on? What happened in the community that I missed? What's going on? Because I'm gonna be honest, because I ain't no different. I'm like, I got some strong doll face. Y'all talk about me? Because
you don't have strong doll faces.
Look, it's some dolls that I didn't even release because I felt their jaws was too straight.
See?
Then you knew not to release them. You knew not to release them. No, we've never had anything bad to say about your shop. Go back to 3 years.
Keeping it real. That's how perfectionists running me. If they shoot, I've released some things that I regretted. There's stuff that I didn't release. I'm like, hell no. But y'all some messy ass boo.
I'm messy. Messy as hell. Long as it ain't my business, I'm cool. I be all down the internet rabbit hole. Long as it ain't me, I'm fine. But you put it out there, I'm gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
And we deserve to know. So thank you guys so much for being a realist. Thank you for joining us for Real Talk, Real Plans with our super special. Oh, I don't have my phone, so I can't sing the song. I mean, I can't play the song to go out, y'all. But if you make sure you like, comment, and subscribe after it's over, y'all. Push it out, push it out, push it out. Like it, comment. I don't know. We can put some gems in the comments, even if you don't have nothing else to say. Put some jewels in the comments for our jewels.
Put some diamonds. Put some diamonds, babies. Put some
put some jewels, not
diamonds in the chat. So thank y'all. Remember, we keep it messy and never malicious. I'll see you Thursday at 7:45 p.m. as we update our planners, y'all. It's almost time for the end of the quarter review because the quarter is over. We need to see what kind of goals you have met, how we have done it, how much more we have to do before the next quarter is over. So when you come Thursday, I want you ready. I don't want to hear no mess. I want you ready.
I gotta
remember, keep it messy and never malicious. And we'll see you Thursday night at 7:45. Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Blessings.